Welcome to this tutorial on copying, moving, and renaming files. These are essential skills you will use every day when working with your computer, whether you are organizing documents, photos, or other files. So I'll be showing you how to actually rename your files, copy your files, and actually move your files. So if I go to File Explorer, here on my device, we have, for example, we have a document. And if, for example, you can see I have some folders, I have a PDF document, and I have a Word document. So let's say we want to rename this file. What I need to do is just to click on it once, and then just call this a new name, for example, test 578, and then hit enter on your desktop. The same thing applies to this document. For example, we can decide to give it a different name. Let me just call this Word Test. And you can see it has been changed. But if, for example, I decide to open this document, well, I don't have PDF installed on my device. I would have opened into the PDF document. So let's go to File Explorer, and then let me try to change this document. Let me just call this Hello. And here we go. You can see it has been changed. And the reason for this is why? Because it is open via the internet and not, it's open actually via using the Microsoft Edge browser and not using the PDF document software itself. But if I open this Word document, let's open this Word document, and I try to do exactly the same thing what we did for the PDF document, and I try to actually change this document. So if I just click on it and I click, let me just click, okay, hello 0001, and hit enter. You can see it's going to tell me that the action can't be completed because the file is open in Word. So we can just try again, but I'm still going to receive the same result, and then it will take me back again to the original name of that document. But let me just close this Word document. But we can decide it. For example, I can right click, and we also have the option to actually rename this document. You can see we have rename, and also I have the option called show more options. If I click on that, and by clicking the more options, you can see we have the option to actually rename this document here as well. So if, for example, we want to actually move this document, right now you can see that this file is actually in my folder called document. I can decide to move it. I'm using my mouse right now to kind of just press the right side of your mouse and then hold it tight and then move to, you can see this folder. You can see it has been moved automatically. At the same time, we can decide to say, well, I want to actually just use my right hand mouse, and then if I try to use my right hand mouse to move it there, it's going to give me options. Do I want to copy it here, or do I want to move it there, or do I want to create a shortcut here? So I'm going to click cancel. And also, if I right click this document, for example, you can see, and I say show more options. Here you can see we only have the option to move to OneDrive, and we don't have any other option to actually move it. So you need to use the mouse to actually copy. I can even move multiple documents by using the control on your device. Hit on the document once, then hit on a second document. You can see both documents have just been selected, and then I can now just move both of them at the same time using my mouse, and you can see they have been moved. But we can decide to do the same thing. I can decide to do a cut. If I right click and here I do a cut, then I go back again to my document, I right click, and then I paste. You can see we can now paste that document here. So, mind you, I can decide to actually move this document, for example, to my download folder. It will be moved to my download folder. We can decide to move it to a different folder, for example, to the music folder as well. It will be moved to the music folder. And lastly, we can decide to actually, for example, I can say, well, I want to create a copy of this document. Let me just copy it and then move it. Go to document and then right click and paste. You can see a copy will be created. Here we have a copy and there we have a copy. But if I right click, for example, click copy, and I decide to right click on the same location where the folder is, where the file is located, and I click paste, you're going to see what happens. It's going to give me, because the two files or folders cannot have the same name in the same location. But in a different location is possible, but not on the same location. So when I copy these files here, you can see both files have just been copied, but it's going to actually give me a name, add copy to it. And if I decide to copy and then paste again, you can see what is going to happen. It's going to give me a copy. So like that, if I copy and then paste, you can see it's going to just keep on telling me copy until the name is too long for me to use. So that is how you actually rename your files or folders, move files or folders, or copy your files or folders. Everything we just did here, we can also do it for our folders.